Hello. Welcome everyone. Day 5. Welcome badass entrepreneurs. We are back. I am back for our amazing challenge for day 5. I can't believe that we have been together for 5 days already. And we've shared lots of content, lots of strategies, lots of aha moments. As usual, the ones that are able to come on live, thank you so much for doing that. Just say hi in the comments. I would love to see who's present. I've been getting lots of you that are contacting me privately, so I'm so happy with all the feedback and all the questions that I've been able to answer. So feel free to anything that relates with you, that sticks with you throughout this workshop today as well. Go ahead, put it in the comments, or if you're not comfortable there, then go ahead and send me a private message and I'll be more than happy to answer your question. So we've been recapping lots of different topics around the framework of scaling your badass business. This is mostly oriented towards service providers. So if you are, as I mentioned, a consultant, a coach, network marketing, this is also very applicable for people that are in network marketing. If you are a healer, accountant, lawyer, web designer, business coach, in the service, online service space, then you belong here. And if this is your first time here, welcome. Welcome back, and make sure to listen to the prior 4 days of amazing content. Do not miss any of those days. Those lives are here in the group, and they also pinned on the announcement section on top of the group. So you can't miss the days in order from day 1 all the way today to day 5. And let's jump right in without wasting any more time. Today, I'm speaking about building an amazing team. So what qualifies me to speak about this topic? This is actually one of my most um, passionate and favorite favorite topics that I can talk about, because throughout my corporate career, as I mentioned, and the beginning day 1, I've had a very long corporate career, 13 years. I was lucky and blessed to grow a team over 1,000 people, and in my region. So team building, talent building, succession planning, putting people where they need to go, really utilizing their strengths in their team, and really building the operations for that company I worked for was one of the things that made me the most successful. So I am very honored to come back and definitely adapt that to the online world, because building a team in the entrepreneur online world is different. I have myself a team of 10 in my own business today, my coaching business. So I will be sharing lots of things that I have learned along the journey, and how is it different to build a team at a big corporation rather than an online business, right? So let's start with that. A big corporation has a lot of people in different departments, right? They have the money, they have the sales to back that up. So they have different departments that support the main vision of the company. So that's why we see a lot of different employees and a large team in a corporate setting. But when it comes to the entrepreneurial world, most of us, including myself, start by ourselves, right? We start as solopreneurs. We're all the ones at the beginning wearing all the hats, and we put ourselves through the tactical part, building the vision part. We have to do it all, especially at the beginning, right? So you are a one woman show or one man show at that level. But as you start developing yourself, gaining your skills, and also learning and getting new clients and clarifying, as I've spoken about all these days, your positioning, your offer, having a market strategy, really learning the scopes of the online world, of what it takes to be successful while building a business online, you start you start understanding first, as I mentioned before, most of us start with contractors. The first people I've hired were contractors, social media managers, website designer, um, copywriter, right? So those are some of the beginning contractors that you hire for your business. And then you, like I said, you move on to start hiring some part-time or full-time employees. And what I would say is the first step is to first to clarify. So how do you know? I guess the next logical question will be, how do you know, like, who do you need to hire, right? Because that's always, there's always so much information about there. Well, do you need a housekeeper? Well, I'm hiring a housekeeper, by the way, so that's in my mind lately. Do we need a bookkeeper, right? So a lot of people talk about getting a bookkeeper for your business. Do we need a virtual assistant first? Or do we need social seller, someone that could sell for us, right? So how do you know what you need? So I'm going to attempt to clarify this for you right here. So when you are first building your monthly goal in your business and you are transitioning from um, contractors, which by the way, long term, they end up costing more money because they also charge higher for their services, which they should, right? But also it's because they also have other clients, so they're not completely dedicated to your business. So as you start transitioning to hiring your first part-time employee, personally, I would recommend hiring a virtual assistant slash a social seller, right? Someone that can really take your sales process that you have been working on once you're clear on all the other steps and you have been selling yourself for a little bit so you understand what works for you and the system that you have that you can now scale to another person. I would suggest the first position to be a virtual assistant slash social seller, someone that can take your selling system and start selling for you. That is something that's an employee that is a really great in return on investment because whatever money you will be paying this employee will come back to you in sales. And that would mean that you'll be buying back time, right? Because now you have someone else really building relationship, nurturing your community, as I talked about in the prior workshops, nurturing your community, and really start having those intimate messenger conversations with qualifying your potential clients. So I would say that would be your first really great investment. I'm a big believer in bookkeepers, but I think at the beginning, when you don't have a lot of sales, then I mean, what are you keeping up? What kind of books are you keeping, right? So the luxury of having lots of sales is when you start, scaling to the other positions and eventually to leadership positions that you might need because the people that you'll be hiring in these very specific positions are just people to help you with the tactical part, right? They're not necessarily getting paid to think for you, to drive the vision, to come up with the strategic ideas yet. That's where you slowly grow into leaders, hiring leaders for those positions. But that's like I said, everything is step by step. It's a process to get there. So that's why I believe that is the best thing to do, especially under over your first six figures for sure. Even on your under your six figures, hiring a VA and a social seller is a must. I would say that that should be the first investment that you make with an employee that you hire. Now, the next thing is that I know a lot of times it's very confusing over what tasks to delegate out. Let's say your virtual assistant's your first hire, then what are the tasks that you can delegate out to that person, right? Like how do you know which ones you want to keep for yourself, which ones are going to free up your time, so then you work on that vision, and which ones are things that you would like to still continue to do and to start so that you can learn the process of delegation. That's another process, right? And a lot of people struggle with delegation because maybe they've been hurt in the past. They have a perfectionistic mindset that maybe it will take longer to teach and train someone else, and no one can do it like you, right? So all those mindset barriers will show up for a lot of people when you think about what tasks, tactical tasks, do I start delegating to this new hire. But you have to absolutely get over that in order to scale your business. You cannot do it by yourself. So you have to get over all of that. Think about it as a time investment, right? So you can probably put in the time to really delegate your tasks at the beginning and maybe teach this person your own method and your own way of doing business. You're putting that time in the beginning, but that will come back to you as a great investment once this person is already known, has already learned the task that they have to do, and they only can get more efficient from there, right? So it's you're putting in the work at the beginning, but then you'll be getting that back in investment for sure, back in time, back in money. Time and money. Those are the two commodities that are most important in our business and in today's world. So those are the things that you want to take a look at. Start the process of delegation slowly. In order to know that, is be clear about what your week looks like. So track a week in your life as an entrepreneur. What is it that you do? Check your calendar, check your tasks, um, check your tool management tools. Time management tools that you might use to keep track of your tasks. See where you are and see which things you want to delegate and start coming up with a bucket list. So what I do as I keep growing and scaling is that because I'm already in this mindset of delegation and expanding and scaling, my brain automatically starts selecting and filtering tasks and things that I am personally doing, and then I start putting them into a bucket that I can eventually delegate. I don't make a decision yet who I need, but first I know I clarify what tasks I need to get done, and then based on that, I figure out the who. First, I have to figure out the what. So this process is really great because you really filter through a lot of your tasks. And by the way, time management is another I could teach a whole program on time management, how important it is for entrepreneurs. But time management is one of those other skills that you must master over time, because like I said, you're not just worrying about yourself and to keep yourself small, but now you have other people with you. So the more all over the place you'll be, the more stressed and overwhelmed and low productivity and efficiency, which is the most important part, will also that will be the behavior of your team as well. Another thing is to maybe hire your weaknesses. I know you probably have heard this before, but it's so important. Hire your weaknesses. Hire people that are strong at the things that you are not very good at, right? And that's another really great way, so that you know exactly. So no need for delegation. That process already takes care of itself because you already know those are the things that you don't necessarily want to work on. And trust me, there's people that are amazing at the things that you don't want to work on. So that's how you build a great team that is an asset to you. This was one of my specialties in a corporate world, and I carry that today in my business, is really seeing where people are really great at, where is their gifts, and how do they fit in with the bigger picture and the bigger vision, and placing people there. Like that is the great strategy of leadership, right? And that's how everyone works together in their own components, but in also in their genius levels and zones, that eventually really help with the productivity of your business and scaling the mission. So that's kind of when we're looking at a big picture, that's kind of what you want to kind of visualize. Like how just all these members that you'll be bringing on, like how do they fit that bigger vision that you have for to scale your business? Articulating the mission and the vision with your team members is a must, right? People first buy into, why do I do what I do? So, and that has to really fit with their personal objectives, their personal goals, right? So your job, a great leader fits in their mission and personalizes how that fits with this individual's personal goals. So you have to do together. You have to do both things. And that's how you really have that employee loyal to you, because you are meeting their needs and you're meeting your needs, right? You're creating a win-win relationship, which is the only long-term relationship down the line that will ever survive. Talked about reciprocity yesterday, right? So it's got to be a win-win. There's got to be they're giving you, the employee's giving you back something, but then you're also giving back to them, right? And a lot of times it's not only monetary. And like I said, I could go over in depth with a whole other training of, how to build a great team, because there's so many other components to it. But in a nutshell, in a big picture vision, you have to personalize and adapt how your vision and mission fits with their personal why. So keep that in mind. Think of your team as an investment, right? It's never an expense. Once you clarify who is it that you need on your team and what specific tasks you want them to do, you want to tie those to metrics. You want to tie those to return on your investment, right? You want to keep track of what are your team members bringing you in, right? How many more sales, how many more customers, because a team member also wants to be held accountable. Accountable in a good way. Sometimes we think of accountability as a negative connotation. Accountable is great. Tracking, we have to track. I mean, we can't measure what we don't see. So it's the same way. You want to put some metrics behind the people that are working for you, because that's how they also know how they're doing. Um, uh, Also, and that's how you and they know how where to improve, right? What's not working, what could be different. Unless there's something to measure it, then it just becomes very you just can't measure it. You just don't know where to focus on. So that is something to think about as well. Um, you want to come out as the operator of your business to become the owner, a visionary, right? So that's how you do it slowly, by learning through the process of delegation, learning who to hire, how to start slowly delegating, and also how to move back from hiring people in your team that are strong at the things that you're not good at, and how to slowly move yourself back. That's how you know you're scaling your company. Where as the visionary, you keep moving backwards and backwards and backwards behind the scenes, and you let your team in front of you do all the put all the pieces together, and you're just back behind them, really having their back, checking in with them, keeping everything working smoothly together, and then thinking of the next strategic move for your business. So that's how you know you're like the owner now. You're not the operator anymore eventually, and you will definitely get there slowly. Invest back in your business. I mean, it's got to be the mindset of you set aside, pay yourself, right? Pay yourself first, but you have to look at the business as a wealth creation machine, and you have to look at it as that operation that when you make money, you make sales and profit, you got to put that back in the business again. So then that's the only way you can start growing faster. Otherwise, you'll just be back at you doing a lot of different things, and then you're kind of choke holding your business. So you do absolutely want to invest back in your business. The things that what you make, you invest it back, and that's how you keep growing. Um, so you also have to take your employees a lot of times from employee to entrepreneur mindset. With online business world, you want employees that don't have an employee mindset, that they just get paid to show up and to do random random tasks that don't have a result behind them, and then don't have a return on investment. You want to instill in your people, by your compensation structure, the mindset of an entrepreneur, that you get paid by delivering results, you get paid by solving problems, right? So that your compensation structure should also relate to that as well. So keep that in mind as well. Okay. If there is any questions, I know this is a little bit higher level content, but I'd rather you know about it, right? Know about that, of how what is the next steps look like, so then you can have a little bit of the bigger pieces to the picture. Because when you have that, it's much easier to kind of like sit back and figure out where you are and where you might need to go. So I think it's still very valuable. Hopefully it was valuable. Let me know. It's still very valuable to kind of like look at that bigger picture and the bigger strategy so you can start piecing it all together. I spoke about yesterday about my program, the Build Your Business program for 3 months of working with me. I've opened up my calendar for this challenge. So I'd like to personally work with you. We will meet one-on-one weekly for 1 hour, and we will draft all this framework that I've taken you throughout all these days together, completely personalized for your business. The program is 3 months, and you have access to me besides the one-on-one conversations we will have weekly and the strategy. We will also have access to me 9 to 5 Eastern time on Messenger, through my voice messenger. That's where I will definitely give you more support, so then you can get your question answered, anything that comes up while you're taking action alongside with your with the strategy that I'll be teaching, all the content that I'll be going through. So you will have my full support through Messenger as well, on those during 9 to 5 Eastern time. I have a bonus going on only because of this challenge. So normally my program is $4,500 for the 3 months. But if you pay in full, and the card is open until Sunday, because that's when the challenge ends. If you pay in full, it'll be $3,500. So that's $1,000 in savings, which is unheard of. If you want to do monthly, you can also, I offer the monthly installments for people that maybe can't do the paid in full. Monthly is going to be $1,500 to work with me for the 3 months. So that's how that works. By the way, I talked about at the beginning on workshop one, one makes you different from other coaches. So I want to answer that question for you based on all my experience, based on all the results that I've gotten from my past clients. And I'll share a few stories with you today over other clients that I've been able and blessed to help with their businesses. But what makes me different is that I have the experience and expertise and the results in my own business to help you with all three components, major components of your business, right? So you'll have the marketing strategy, you will have the mindset, and you also have your sales strategy. So because I've been doing this for a while, I've been able to become more valuable over years. After over 100 customers that I've served, I become more valuable because I have tested and I've tried a lot more things, and I've done the mistakes so you don't have to. So I become much more valuable. So that is what makes me different from other coaches. So I will have all of those three components. There's a lot of entrepreneurs out there hiring 3 different coaches for the one thing that I'm offering, right? There's many people hiring a mindset coach, strategist, and then a business coach, and then a marketing coach, like separately, or a social media manager, all separately, right? So what I do is, like I said, because I have all the experience already, and my value that I offer to the market, and my gap, right? As I spoke about, what is the gap you feel, where I feel like I serve best, and I have built myself to this level, is to offer you all of those components in one program. So rather than paying for all these different services individually, you are paying for one program for 3 months, which, by the way, I guarantee my results, right? I guarantee my results of the investment you'll be paying will absolutely come back to you. If not all, but double or triple, because those are the results my clients have had in the past. So it's like a win-win situation. As I said, I'm a big proponent in life, business, everywhere of win-win situations, because that's how I serve and that's how I give value to the people that I want to help. So speaking of that, I want to share the screen with you of a few of the customers that have gone through the Build Your Badass Business program. So I'm not sure if you could see it, So this is Grace. I work with Grace. She's a business coach. And when Grace came to me, she went within the 30 days, actually, the first only 1 month of working together. She went from 6K to 21,000 dollars in sales in our business within that first month. And one of the things that we did to work together is absolutely positioning her as the expert and working on charging premium for her offer. And as you can read here, that her self-confidence through the roof. We worked on her get known factor, positioning her as the expert in the market, and those were the results. So Grace is one of my customers that took the program. Then the other one's Christina Nahas. She's a web designer. And she went from 6 again to $30,000 in sales in her business within the 3-month program. And she had a digital marketing agency, so she was offering done for you services. So we're able to craft her offer to what she already was doing and scaling that up to a high premium offer. And that was the result for her. And then lastly, I have Michelle. She's a relationship coach. The same thing with her. Michelle had a very general niche of what she was serving. Her messaging needed lots of tweaking, clarifying her ideal clients, and really tweaking the offer that she had going on. And something else that we definitely worked on is the sales strategy behind the sales process, because there was none before we started working together. And Michelle made more in the first 3 months of working with me than she had made the entire year while she was working on her own. So these are just some customer testimonials. But like I said, because I am very confident in what I do and the results that I've been able to test over with, like I said, over 100 clients at this point, I'm able to do that whole package for you and offer you my one-on-one support and accountability. So the card is open. There is an application, and I've shared the link yesterday on yesterday's workshop. I will share it again on today's workshop, because I want only committed. I want people that are committed, and I want people that are ready to get those results that you saw before. I want to work with people that are really ready and committed to make the investment in their business, because they understand that that's the only way they're going to scale. That's the only way they're going to scale faster, cut through the trial and error that I had to do personally, and which is why I also believe in investing in mentors and putting all the investments that I make, the profit I make my business, I always put it back in my business, because this will give me a return again. So that is my mindset. No wonder I'm a business strategist. Whatever I put in, I like to get out double or threefold. And that's the same situation I create for my clients, because that's the same thing I do for myself. So go ahead and fill out the application. I encourage everyone to fill out the application, because even if not, we will still meet together and I'll be able to strategize on your business with you, and you walk away with a clear strategy. So even though maybe we're not a good fit on working together for some reason, which I don't see why, but if not, then you will absolutely still walk away with valuable strategy session on your business, with more information about where you are and where you would like to be, and narrowing your focus that way. So definitely fill out the application. Like I said, the card will be open until Sunday, and this offer is only available until then. If you are outside of the challenge, like I said, a regular customer that comes to me to work with me one-on-one, then the price will go up $1,000, as I mentioned before. All righty, thank you so much for coming on. Those of you who have joined, we will join again tomorrow, and tomorrow is a really cool workshop on your powerful CEO mindset. So tomorrow I'll talk all about mindset, right? How does that affect your business, right? All the components I said, mindset, strategy, and marketing, all in one program. So tomorrow I'll talk about how to have a powerful CEO mindset. Thank you so much for those that came on, and I will see you all tomorrow back at same place, 12 o'clock Eastern. Take care. Have a great weekend.